All right. Welcome to another episode of Wrinkles in the Crease, where we take a look at the details in hockey and iron them out. I am Zach Morgan, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Natasha Gershon.
What's up?
You know what? We're just going to roll with that. All right, Natasha Gershon, please excuse my horrible pronunciation there. And I've got the less than real deal, Trevor Neal. Trevor, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited for this episode. It's not even funny.
I don't know why you would be excited.
Why would you be excited about that?
There's no reason to be excited about the episode. There's no reason to ask questions. And we like to welcome in our very first of what will hopefully be a slew of rotating guests. Please welcome BSP writer Jacob Walters. Jacob, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing well. Traffic wasn't too bad because, Vegas is notorious for bad traffic along with all the other West Coast areas. But
yeah, because
that's another story.
We've been sitting in a call for an hour and a half waiting for Jacob to get home from work.
Waiting on the world to change. Kept on waiting.
Oh, Vegas.
So,
okay.
Zach, what are we starting this episode off with?
Well, I suppose we should start it off with just a little bit of lore. No secret. We somehow end up talking about the Devils pretty often. No idea how that happens.
Yeah.
It's a Devils show.
Podcast, yeah.
It is a Devils podcast. It's also aided by the fact that Natasha Gershon is a Rangers fan. Today the Devils played the Rangers at home. I was there. It was a good time. I ended up actually taking 3 Rangers fans with me. How that ended up happening.
I'm so sorry you had to deal with them in person.
Oh,
Sorry,
it was fine. It was
Icky.
fine.
Dirty.
It was the right thing to do. They honestly, like, they're family friends. Dropping the bit. They're family friends. We've known them for a while. It was on the way. It made too much sense for me to say no or to say yes. So
Sure.
But the Devils won. Overtime win.
In overtime.
Yeah, the Devils managed to win in overtime. No thanks in part to, of course, the performance from Jack Hughes. Jesper Bratt, best player in the NHL, had a big goal, of course. And just one of the things that's always fun with the big rivalry game for your team, it's every single one has a unique taste to it. The Devils Rangers rivalry is unique in the sense that the fans, in at least part of the fans, are all from the same area. So when you get the Rangers Devils game in Newark, there are a lot of Rangers fans that get in. When it's in the MSG, a lot of Devils fans get in. Something that happens is they'll alternate. You may have heard it on the broadcast if you're watching. You'll see you'll hear "Let's Go Devils." Rangers, when there will be clapping, and said, "We'll just go Let's Go Rangers." Duels back and forth. I haven't heard that chant in my entire season ticket membership. There was so much intensity from both sides of the arena. It was such a fun atmosphere. It's a big rivalry game. Sure, you would expect maybe there be. I'm happy to report it was playful ribbing with a couple Rangers fans a few rows behind me. Like, it was a really great time, and Jack Hughes is fantastic. Devils managed to get the win in overtime. Celebrations ensued,
Zach,
of course, for New Jersey.
How did you celebrate?
Once Damon Severson scored the game-winning overtime goal, I jumped out of my seat and began hugging the guy who sits next to me, because that is the right thing to do. He and I sat next to each other for a number of years.
It's a beautiful moment.
Beautiful moment. Group hug. We're all happy, cheering.
Yeah.
High fives all around. All right, let's go try and beat this traffic to get out of here.
Right.
Because
like you do.
Day game, not really much of a party mood right now. Things to do later tonight. So enjoy the win. Let's get out of there.
But
what do you see behind me?
An interesting concoction of food.
That is correct, Jacob. What you see behind me is a war crime. See, we decided to take a look over at the Google Doc when we were playing the episode after I got home. And I was on twitter.com, and I noticed that, Capo Caco was trending. You may think, how the fuck does that lead you to this? Oh, I'm getting there. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
So Capo Caco is trending. I'm trying to figure out why. There's no discernible reason. Just people have been tweeting about it.
Couldn't find a single reason.
Could not find a single reason. So I X out of that. And on my timeline, my very heavily Devils feed timeline, I see someone say, I'm bringing the tweet back up now. And oh God, that is not the right word.
I have it.
Here
I
it
have
is.
it.
Caviar on Doritos. Oh no, I'm sorry. Devil's W calls for this. And it's just, there's another picture. It's just caviar on a Dorito. Apparently, this is a
The
thing.
nacho cheese flavor.
The
To
nacho
be
cheese
specific.
flavor. This,
nacho cheese
this
flavor.
matters for some. This matters for no reason. I don't know
Yeah.
why it matters, but it matters. Great. So then I look at the replies because if you see the first picture, which will be brought up on screen, you have to. It's something that you can't avoid. You go down Pandora's box, and then underneath that, the same person who said caviar on Doritos honestly doesn't hit as hard as it does when you put a tinned mussel on it. Yeah, that face right there. Thank you. So let me be clear. This person thought it was a great idea to celebrate a key win against your big rival with a fucking canned mussel on top of caviar on Doritos. There are so many war crimes happening in this one picture. I don't even know where to begin.
There are just so many questions that I have about this person and just what his
Not enough
stuff.
time to be answered. I don't have enough oxygen to properly get it out. My face is fucking purple. I don't know what to do.
Oh
The
god.
best. I think the comment that makes it the best is this person who's wow. Every sophisticated person knows you only put caviar on top of a Cool Ranch straight.
And the worst part is the person, the OP replies, "I'll do that next. Don't you worry. I got you."
I love
that, of
Devils
course.
fans.
This is average Devils fan
So-
behavior, honestly.
This is not. No, this person
What
does
a-
not speak for us.
And
But
some
I
people
just
wondering
only
if this is
appreciate
a
the
thing
French
people
tips and
do.
the heart on the nail. I'll give
Apparently,
you credit.
This has been trending on TikTok, like to put caviar on Doritos. So I don't know if this person just decided it would be cool to do this.
No,
at
this
Doritos
person
Day.
doesn't know that.
Or
This person
they
woke up
really
one day.
have eaten this
One-
before it was a thing. Let's call them ahead of their time, and and made and grabbed. You know what they said? I know what they did. They went to their cupboard. They saw they had a bag of nacho cheese Doritos, and they said, "You know what? That would be really good with black caviar." They get their
Or
jar
did they
of
go to the
black
fridge and looked
caviar.
for like Dean's French onion dip, realized they were out, and like,
It's like,
I
oh
guess the
no, I have
caviar
no
will do.
condiments.
and
for my
that's such a
black
common
caviar,
problem
which
that I
costs
have
like
all the time.
$400 a jar. And then they said, you know what would make this even better? They take one bite. They're like, wait, one thing will make this better. A canned mussel. A canned mussel. A canned mussel.
They must have went on one hell of a bender just to get all that shit. In,
Oh, yeah.
Like-
The
The
steps it
effort,
took
the
to
effort
get
that went
to
into
this.
concocting this creation.
Exactly.
I want to know what their
So-
inspiration was.
So Jacob, we
really
came up with a bet, and we would like to ask if you would like to be included in on the bet. In
Before
which
knowing
whenever
what the
one
bet
of-
is.
Yeah, you have to say yes or no first.
No, you can't get the details. You just have to say yes or no.
And based on the
Sure.
Jacob,
context-
say yes.
50-50
And based on the
chance.
context of
Sure.
what we were just talking about, how bad could it really be, right?
Jacob, was that a yes, I
Anything.
think? Yeah,
Okay.
so whatever one of our teams finishes last. So for Zach, it would be the New Jersey Devils. I will be the Leafs. Natasha will be the Rangers. Jacob, you will be the Vegas Golden Knights. Whichever finishes the lowest in the end of the regular season, that person will have to eat the Dorito caviar and tinned mussel concoction
Oh boy. I
on
don't know about
camera.
that.
Maybe we should live stream it.
Oh my god.
Immediate regret, backing out. There is
That's
sanity left in this man. I
You're just
like it.
posting it for the world to see. That just ups the embarrassment factor by like 10,000.
Oh yeah,
Didn't
no,
we
we
do
have
an
to eat this.
ouch?
We
Wasn't
have to
there
eat
a
this on
second
the
option?
podcast. Or
This is like
record
the
it.
ghost pepper option.
Oh, is the Powerade?
I just have a.
Is that
Oh
like
yeah,
alongside
oh,
or?
yeah. Or there's
No,
Powerade
we have to
pasta.
have the bread and leeks. Obviously, come on, that's the real dream meal right here.
So Jacob, you're in, right?
I don't know. Are you in or are you?
Yes,
are
I'm
you
in,
out?
but I am in. But I have a bad feeling that the Knights might go on a very bad 5-game losing streak that will just totally derail their season.
perfect.
So I'm
Oh,
probably-
beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh,
Beautiful.
we're all afraid that our teams are going to collapse
Not
in
to
some
get your
horrible
hopes up,
fashion,
but I
and
have a
that is our
feeling.
fate. That is our fate. So this is like putting stakes into it now. Now you really have to root hard for your team to make
I'm
sure that
not
they don't do
turning
this.
off another Leafs game this year. Like, I'm gonna suit
I'm
up and
mindful to
help.
put that-
Like,
Putting on my Rangers jersey every single
I'm-
game. Not even.
I'm gonna hide
Yeah.
in Matt Murray's pads just to make
I'm
that
gonna have
one
to
extra
change
save
all
every
my
night.
account information.
Do you guys remember that kid who dressed up in what was it? I'm struggling to remember the actual correct pronunciation. Kiprasov, the
Yep,
Flames
Mika
goalie, number
Kiprasov.
34.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is okay. The kid who wore his full-on goalie pads and Kiprasov jersey and would mimic his movements in
I remember this
pregame.
clip. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what Trevor's going to do for the Leafs now.
for Matt Murray. Yeah,
Oh,
For
just
Matt
to make
Murray.
sure that I do not have to eat the caviar tinned mussel on a Dorito.
Like the
That's
caviar's
real
fine.
I'm
like
gonna-
that looks
If
like
I
that
have to
caviar
eat
looks
it,
like
I'm gonna
fine.
garnish it and shit. I've never actually had caviar. I've
Salt
never
and
had
pepper on
caviar.
there.
I've never had a mussel, and this is gonna be a great.
You've
way to
never
learn
had a
about them
mussel? They're not that
No.
bad.
You never
I've
had
No,
a
they're
mussel.
not
I've
bad
never had-
normally.
Yeah. I feel like with
Yeah, unless they
caviar,
come out
it
of a
actually
tin
wouldn't
like
be
that.
bad, but I can see why
Stop reasoning.
they
with
would
it.
think it's good because it has all the salty flavor.
It's a nacho
But
cheese
it's a
Dorito.
cheese Dorito with caviar and a mussel.
Just put it on a tortilla
canned
chip.
mussel. Not
The
a fresh
cheese is too
mussel,
much.
a canned mussel.
Yay, sodium. I'm all hyped for sodium.
Oh yeah,
go on
no,
that
this is
sodium.
there's some high sodium content in that. That's for damn sure.
And you
I'm
can wash
just
it down with
horrified by
some
this.
Powerade pasta.
Speaking of
Yeah.
some
Powerade.
salt, we got some all-star snubs that we need to discuss.
Yes. So
I
for
gotta
those
pull
who
up the
are-
actual
Uh-oh.
rosters, don't I?
What's
Yes,
the,
we should do that. So for
what
those who
I,
are
the one
unaware,
snub that really comes to mind is everyone's least favorite player, Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, why the hell is Troy Terry in the All-Star game already?
I don't know.
even I'm well,
I don't know.
32 points.
I
in
forgot
39
Troy Terry
games.
was a player.
32 points in 39 games is nothing to sneeze at. So
Yeah,
Happy
that's
Jake
fairly
Thompson
reasonable.
is an all-star though.
Okay,
What-
do you want me to go
but what-
over
what's
the
Trevor
All-Stars?
doing?
He's carrying the Anaheim Ducks.
Aside from that, I meant
Literally carrying.
no, Troy Terry's having a more productive season. If they went ahead,
But it's
and did-
Trevor
I
Zegras.
was shocked to see Seth Jones on the All-Star nominations.
Chicago has to send somebody.
but-
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but
Like Phoenix has to send somebody.
like
yeah.
who?
Basically,
Like
there's a-
Yes, Jacob.
yeah.
Should I go over all of the All-Stars? Just so we can refresh ourselves?
Sure.
So from the Metro, we have Sidney Crosby, Johnny Gaudreau, Kevin Hayes, Jack Hughes, Brock Nelson, Alex Ovechkin,
Ugh,
Andrei Svechnikov, and Igor Shesterkin.
let's go, Chesty.
Atlantic Division is Kucherov, Larkin, Mitch Marner, Nick Suzuki, Tage Thompson, Brady Tkachuk, Matt Tkachuk, and Linus Allmark. Central Division is Kirill Kaprizov, Clayton Keller, Jason Robertson, Vladimir Tarasenko, Seth Jones, Cale Makar, Josh Morrissey, and UC Saros. And the Pacific is Matty Beniers, Kevin Fiala, Nazem Kadri, Connor McDavid, Elias Pettersson, Troy Terry, Eric Carlson, and Logan Thompson. What a weird group.
Logan Thompson's
Golden
not a
Knights
name I
legend
would have-
Logan Thompson.
Logan Thompson, Vezina candidate.
Not a name I would have expected to see there at the beginning of the year
yeah.
at all.
Not
He's
at
kind of-
all.
he's-
We were expecting
he's
Logan
kind of
Thompson to
proved
get
himself
peppered.
though. I think he's been pretty good.
I mean, he
He's been great.
261 with a 915 save percentage is nothing to sneeze at.
At the beginning of the year, I mean, Jacob can vouch that we all thought the Knights were going to suck. Okay, because
Yeah.
they might have been worse off than Matt Murray.
They got Bruce
And
Cassidy though.
Look at him now. They do.
Was it Bruce Cassidy?
They do have Cassidy. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, what they did this past offseason was shed cap, and there weren't many additions made. Like they got rid of Pacioretty, and I mean, not that they got rid of Robin Leonard, but Robin Leonard was ruled out for the year. So
Yeah.
they were not playing with house money in Vegas this time around. So
So
the
yeah,
fact that they're doing as well is nothing short of impressive. Hats off.
who are you guys surprised to see so far?
On this list.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I don't know.
first and foremost, the big name that jumps out at me that I'm shocked to see, we have to go back to Seth Jones. But Chicago has to send someone.
It's Chicago.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
yeah.
which-
Because like I feel like with a team as bad as Chicago, I feel like you can just go on pedigree and just go Patrick Kane's going to the All-Star game.
yeah, but you also
Yeah.
like to see that they're
Or Max
not doing
Domi.
that.
He's having an
Push it
okay
up.
year.
oh no, Max Domi. We all know my history with Max Domi. Come on now.
Yeah, Max Domi, I mean, nothing wrong with him.
Could always
Uh,
send Peter Mrazek.
Stop. Stop.
Peter Mrazek's god awful.
What are you doing?
Torched in Dallas.
Peter
Leafs
Mrazek
legend
had his
Peter
powers
Mrazek.
stolen long ago.
They should have
Long,
sent
long
Most
ago.
Rider instead of Dylan Larkin. Hot take.
I should.
Hot take.
Jacob, you still with us? He's gone.
Oh boy. Well, we will work on getting him back very soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Big hope.
Are there any players that we like are going to miss the All-Star game because this weird new format that they picked this year?
It's not even it's not that they picked this weird new format this year. The biggest issue with this format that I have is it feels like, okay, you're trying to get fans to watch. You're trying to get people to tune in. Welcome back, Jacob.
Sorry about that.
Forcing every team to send a representative, it doesn't feel genuine. I
Doesn't
don't know.
work.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like you're not really picking an all-star team. You're picking the most marketable player on each team. So by that logic, Jack Hughes would go regardless of the season he's had.
Yeah. Leo Komarov made the All-Star game one year because of this rule. Like, it's not good. It doesn't work.
It all came into effect because,
I think the biggest snub is Jake Ottinger.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
Like-
good answer.
I don't know how many
Or,
of you
like,
closely...
David Pasternak, Patrice Bergeron.
I was gonna go. I was
Austin
gonna go
Matthews,
Pasta.
William Nylander.
Austin Matthews, where did he go? Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Leon Draisaitl. Where
Can I
did he
get burned
go?
at the stake for a take? Guys, I don't think Matthews is going to make the All-Star game, and I don't know if he should.
I don't know if
Been
that's
a bit of
necessarily
a, bit of a downward spiral lately.
I mean,
No, not a
Definitely.
downward spiral. He's playing unreal. It's just he's not putting up 60 this year. The thing is, William Nylander's on pace for 50-something goals.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick 3 Leafs to go with this format. It's a
Mhm.
hard sell.
It is a hard sell.
He
Yeah,
probably
but-
will make it, just because his name, and he'll do well in the vote.
yeah.
he-
for
for, like, the
Tampa.
final-
his name
three in the Atlantic.
alone. His name alone and his fan base in the U.S. will carry him in. I think.
But
But-
if he makes it, William Nylander is going to lose out on the most deserved All-Star game appearance ever. He's lighting it up right now.
Yeah, and I mean there are a few teams like that that are gonna lose out on players that absolutely deserve to be there. Obviously, I'm going to go to the Devils. Jesper Bratt deserves to be an All-Star this year.
May not make it.
Might
Yeah.
not make it because of the current format. Vitek Vanacek deserves to be an All-Star. Not as much as
100%.
Bratt. Might not make it. Nico Hischier probably deserves it. Will likely not make it. So it's
How do we
weird-
just have the All-Star game and just have the Devils go? Like it's the Devils versus
Just the
everyone
Devils.
else.
Devils versus everyone else.
Don't you tease me now because that was a thing.
It's
that we
3 on
did, Devils
3.
versus
It's
everyone.
Dougie gets to go. It's great.
I know who we
Beautiful.
should
Then
send.
it's a
Andreas Janssen.
We should send Jimmy VC to the All-Star game.
Oh God, Natasha, please get out of here with your Rangers takes.
Rangers
They're a
legend.
poverty franchise. So Jacob, Logan Thompson has made the All-Star game first appearance. He is a rookie, correct? He is.
Yes, he
extension
is.
For Calder. Is he the most deserving player? Because half of the National Hockey League has not heard of Logan Thompson for this year.
That's a fair question. I mean, there are some players on the Golden Knights that deserve some recognition. Like Chandler Stevenson has really stepped up his game, and he's leading the Golden Knights in points. You could also
He
go
is?
with Riley. Yes, he is. I know. I couldn't believe it either. It's like I can't believe it's not butter. But there's also Mark Stone that deserves a little bit of recognition. Riley Smith, who leads the team in goals. But there are a lot of noteworthy candidates out there for the Golden Knights, and Alex Pietrangelo too, mind you.
Of course.
But I love
How
the fact that
is- Because he's Is he in Calder contention?
That's.
I think he
I don't-
finishes second.
I think he
Honestly.
honestly finishes second. He's having a
Matty
marvelous
Beniers.
season. Yeah, Matty Beniers, obviously, I would give it to, but Thompson deserves some recognition. Like, let's be real.
Thompson, if it were to end right now, I see no reason why in undrafted goalie in his rookie year, he's 25. That might count against him a little bit, but I think he should
It's a
be
goalie.
in
That's
consideration
fine.
for a finalist.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
100%.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Easy. And let me give you a hot take too while we're at it. I think that Robin Leonard is going to be traded by the end of the offseason because you have Thompson, you already have Carl Lindbaum, who was absolutely good in the World Juniors, mind you. There's so many options for goalies for the Golden Knights. Why do you need Robin Leonard, who's been
Trade
hurt
Yeah.
so
Robin
often?
Leonard to the Leafs.
Especially when you've got I'm going to butcher this pronunciation.
Sharon Govich. That's a
No,
good pronunciation.
I can pronounce that one easy. That makes sense. Laurent Brossoit.
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 Exactly. Donna Henderson, absolutely phenomenal too.
Yeah, so I mean,
The
you
Knights
got
are
a guy
so
who
unfair.
you got a guy who established himself more or less.
Yeah.
Comes down to we know the Knights are in cap trouble. That I could
Robin
see that
Leonard's
happening.
leaving. Yeah.
no,
Or Robin
yeah,
Leonard develops an allergy to hockey equipment.
no.
And the sad thing was he was supposed to be the heir apparent to Marc-Andre Fleury, and that just didn't pan out. I mean,
No one can ever be the heir apparent to Marc-Andre Fleury.
That's true.
touche.
That is
Look at
true.
all the goalies who followed him up. It hasn't been pretty. Like
No, it has not.
Matt Murray. Always Matt Murray.
Full memory.
But I do want to stay on the All-Star game because I live to make fun of it and how awful it is. If you guys actually no, we'll do this. Are there any NHL teams that do not deserve a single All-Star? That do not have one player? that you would
Blackhawks.
go?
Arizona Coyotes, period.
Blake
Anaheim.
Keller.
Always.
Anaheim.
I just got
garbage franchise.
bombarded with answers. Zach, what's the one team that comes to your mind?
I'm at a loss, honestly.
Chicago's a good
Out of
answer.
pettiness, I'm tempted to say Columbus because pettiness.
Not Patrick
Yeah.
Laine.
I love Patrick
No,
Laine. That's
Goudreau's
one
been
of the
good.
issues.
Goudreau's been good though.
But
Sure.
yeah, I got it. You have to look at the last place teams in the league. You look at Columbus, you look at Chicago, you look at Montreal. Those are all three teams that I legitimately sit here and tell you, yeah, it's probably okay. You don't need to include any member on the team in the All-Star.
Okay,
game.
let's go from the bottom of the league up. Chicago. Who's their
No.
All-Star?
No.
Not one?
None of them.
This
You give
season,
it.
none?
I mean, I see no reason to.
I don't
Okay,
see a
Columbus.
single Canadian on this All-Star roster.
Columbus, if you have to, you get. I say Line.
Gaudreau.
Yeah.
Gaudreau's
Usually
been
line
good.
here, Gaudreau.
You
Gaudreau's
could.
always
Good,
been good.
They have
Line
one.
Line over Goudreau
At least.
for me.
Anaheim. Natasha, keep your mouth shut. Anaheim has an All-Star.
Anaheim.
No. Troy Terry is a deserving All-Star. I'll
It's
I'll
always
put my-
Trevor
Savage.
Zegers.
I'll
They
put my
have
neck out
more-
on that.
Mason.
Oh.
I don't know about Mason McTavish. I
Not
don't know how
yet.
he's been this year, but
Not
okay.
yet.
Arizona. Clayton Keller's a good player.
I
they
fall
did
back on
fine.
Clayton Keller.
He's all right.
Jacob
yeah.
Chikrin also having a good year.
Yeah.
As much
That's
as he wants to
surprising.
leave. Yeah. San Jose. Eric Carlson. Like it's not.
Yeah. Easy.
And then
Easily.
Montreal. Cole Caulfield. Philadelphia. Philadelphia struggles. Kevin Hayes is a reach.
Struggling there.
I mean,
And Torts isn't a fan of the AHG anyway. We all know that.
He
don't
doesn't
we?
Yeah,
give
Philly-
a shit in his own
the
words.
real answer might be Philly. Actually, let me look at their roster.
Or Vancouver.
Well, we can
Okay.
always send JT Miller, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, no, JT Miller.
I'm
I think
down.
that's interesting.
Or
JT Miller to the All-Star game.
does Winnipeg have to send Blake Wheeler? Like just out
They're
of
sending
courtesy?
Josh Morrissey, right?
No, I mean
yes.
like out of common courtesy. Should they be sending Blake
They
Wheeler?
should not be sending Blake Wheeler.
Are you sure? Because like he played through a ruptured testicle
His
for them,
balls exploded.
and we're like
His
not
balls literally exploded.
like no one seems to care.
Talking about it.
Well, no
It
one
is
wants
It's
Oh,
real
did you see
news,
his
guys.
post-game
It's
interview
real
about it?
news.
No, I didn't.
He
see
said
his post.
him and his wife. He said this. He said him and his wife have 3 beautiful kids, but they don't want any more. So he said hell with it. What an attitude, man!
What a
Like,
guy! What a guy!
There are better
Well-
ways to get a vasectomy.
Yeah, but you know
Sure.
what? It was badass.
To Blake
got it done
Wheeler's
real
credit,
quick.
that is pretty creative.
Oh no, it's 100%
Smart.
badass. I'm not arguing that for a second. I have other questions, but
We should be sending Pierre-Luc Dubois. End of story.
No, I hate
Kyle
Bill
Connor?
Passion.
Kyle Connor, yes.
Connor
he's
Hellebuck
good.
is one of the best goalies in the world.
Connor Hellebuck,
He's
yeah.
in Kyle
That's
Connor.
alright.
So
Connor Connor
Unfortunately.
Hellebuck ever get the praise he deserves?
no,
No.
never. He's
Probably.
weird.
He
He's a
deserves
place in
really
it.
Winnipeg.
weird.
He plays in Winnipeg, and let's be honest, he's a very good goalie. It's quite possible there's still a lot of peak ahead of him, but it's not unrealistic that we may have seen the best of him.
We probably did.
Like he's been in the league for a few years at this point. I'm not saying he's
Natasha
washed.
had
I'm not saying that, but I am saying that
Natasha had this idea for a bit, and me and Zach loved the idea. That I don't know how much Jacob looked over Woodlock beforehand, but if you could come up with one event for the skills competition, what is it? Jacob, you got one? I want to hear this.
Who can do? It's gonna be like the dunk contest, except who can do the Michigan the best?
Oh,
good.
That's a good
That's
one.
good. Who can like
so
it's like,
lit?
Who can
Okay,
bedazzle
let's
this?
work on
So
this. Okay.
freaking
It's
lit.
like the
yeah, you can
shootout
bedazzle your
competition.
stick for that and get extra points. I
But-
love it.
Everyone starts behind the net. Same thing as
Yeah.
the creative shootout. Everyone feet have to stay behind the goal line. That's
Fucking let's
awesome.
go! I'm all for it.
I feel like we.
Natasha's
like a
idea
part of
was
me
so
just
much
died.
worse.
You know what? I changed my idea. How about like I don't know
No,
something?
go for your first idea. What was your
My-
first idea?
My idea involved you guys know the TV show Hole in the Wall, like where there's like a hole in the wall and you
I
have
like
to
this
like
one personally.
you guys
I
have to
do
like
this.
it's like a game show where like you have to like there's like a cutout in a wall and it's moving towards you and you have to like fit your body within the cutout to like not fall into a pool or something.
Wait,
So I don't know.
Oh,
There's
I know
like
what you're talking about.
yeah,
Yes.
there's we have that, but like
It's on
there's-
ice.
instead of water, it's on ice, and like I mean I don't know, maybe there's like a ball pit at the end. or
Maybe like
something.
as the
I have
walls
to include a
approach,
ball
and then they have
pit
to like
somewhere.
shoot a puck through a hole in it. Too, or something.
Yeah, they have to like shoot the puck through the hole in the wall or something.
Yeah, and
like,
then they have
as
to
it moves
immediately
towards
like
them.
yeah.
yeah. And then they just get booted out if they miss or something. I don't know. Or my other idea would be that they like skate backwards or something. They like have
Fastest
a
skater
backwards
backwards?
skating competition. Like
why? So
speed
Connor
skating
McDavid
backward.
can win again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Going back to the hole in the wall idea, I think the way to make it better is instead of one player, you have two players go together and they have
Yes,
to go
yes,
like
that's
on the
beautiful
fly
moment.
work together.
They have to be on rival teams though. It has to be like
Yes.
the weirdest combination of players.
mean,
you
it's-
could think of.
Yeah, no,
Just like
because
random.
I mean the skills competition they do it by team at this point, so it's like points for the Atlantic, points for the Pacific.
Yeah.
So
I just want to see the Kachuk brothers have to like have a warm embrace.
imagine that. Imagine we got to see like I don't know Crosby and Giroux at the peak of their hatred for each other have to work together for that. That'd be incredible.
I'm
That would
down
be
for this.
amazing.
Like this
Or,
is
some
sounding
kind of,
more and more like a
puzzle
better idea.
solving-
I'll be
some
honest.
kind of like puzzle solving thing where like they have to use their brains, which is like impossible.
Just, let's be real. All the gimmicky events they come up with now, especially Vegas, suck. Okay, like the saucering thing on the fountain was
The
awful.
fountain was cool. It was.
No,
cool.
it wasn't. It was
It
terrible.
was cool.
And like the whole thing, didn't they play poker or something? They played blackjack and they'd like shoot at the cards. Wasn't that an event? And
Oh, I
it was
remember
really
that.
weird. And
Yeah.
like half the players lost because the cards ran out. And like, sorry, Austin, you can't shoot again because the card that you need is no longer playable. And that was the game.
Trevor, what's your idea for the skills comp?
Can I choose to bring one back that I miss so dearly?
Sure.
What was the relay one where they had to do like the
Yeah, I like the
where they had to do like a
relay.
slalom
The
and
goalie
it was mixed,
relay.
like-
We need it back.
no, it wasn't goalie relay. It was like
They,
it was
they also did a goalie relay.
That's great.
Zach, do you remember this event? They did like they went through like a slalom and then they had like to lift the puck and put it through like a gate.
Oh, the skills competition, or not the skills? What am I saying?
The skills
The
relay, whatever it's
accuracy
called.
one, the
I-
accuracy relay.
or something like
Okay.
that. No, they
Maybe.
combine a bunch of different tasks that you do together. I'm sure- I
Events.
thought-
It was awesome because you had to do a slalom down the ice, come back, do like some passing thing or like saucer it in the little nets, and then you had to like lift. They had like these walls. You had to lift it up and put it through a hole in the wall, and then you had to do like target shooting, and that was
Yeah.
the event.
Yeah,
Mm.
if they took that out, they need to bring that back 100%.
Yeah, Jacob's gone again.
Zach.
Yeah,
what's,
I miss-
What's your idea? Even though you made mine better, what's your?
I really
fresh
like
idea?
yours. I like
Okay.
the idea of bringing Trevor's back. I
love Jacobs. I'm sorry. That's awesome. I'm
No,
surprised the
that's a
NHL
good
hasn't
one.
I
done
wanted
that
like
already.
that
now
one.
that Jacob is back here, I'm going to say this now. The Michigan one is way too close to the penalty shootout. You're not getting rid of the penalty shootout, and I feel like it's just you created a Trevor Zegras off straight up.
That's
I
fine
don't-
though.
I don't
there,
know.
it doesn't matter.
No,
Loves that
no.
idea.
You can come
No.
creative.
He's
I
not
have a
there.
panel. What?
This is
I
the
like
penalty.
the idea.
This is the penalty shot off, but just
Yeah,
with the
it's-
Michigan.
But the
Yeah.
penalty one is fun. Have to. I don't care.
No, it's too similar in my.
Exactly.
I'm not. I vote no, but I respect that
Zach,
other people
you're getting
here may vote
outvoted.
yes.
All in favor
No, I
of
like
Michigan
it.
competition, raise your hand. Easy as that. Thank
That
you
was not a
very
hand
much.
raise. That was whatever.
My hands up.
Mine was a
All that matters.
So
Are the
here's my
players at the
idea.
end of the sled?
Here's my actual idea. Musical chairs,
Oh my
but
god.
instead of actual chairs, this is where it gets kind of tricky because you put, I guess, a player stick in a pile, music stops, find stick, score goal, 1-on-1. You go in a tournament style until you reach the top.
Okay.
Hmm.
So okay. What about it? Okay, can I change your idea a little bit to make a little bit more
Yes.
sense?
Now
They
there is
skate
no
around
goalie.
the
It's like you just have those weird covers that cover everything except for like the bottom
corners.
spot or the corners.
Yeah. So what about they skate around like the center circle or something? They
Yep.
both
Yeah.
have a stick. There's a puck in the middle. Music stops. They get the puck and they have to score
Actually, yeah, I like that more.
Better.
because that makes better. Because like the
They
stick
have to
thing is
race
kinda
after
weird.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
But the
you
pile-
want players to wrestle on top of each other. No.
Oh, that would be cool. You have to get a stick and a puck.
Find your stick.
fight
fight
for
for the puck.
everything.
But if they're both holding their stick, you'll have more of like a face.
What if there's like a Hunger Games cornucopia of like
Oh my
hockey
God.
equipment, and they have to go and get their hockey equipment, and
Okay,
then
so
try and
here-
score a goal.
Here was my first idea that I had time to kind of nix. You take a player, and that's it. It's just player. There's this is a bad idea for the players who play naked underneath their equipment.
Oh, God.
Zach, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
You you run across the ice and get dressed. It's a race to get dressed. It's terrible.
Oh,
It's like a Le
Terrible.
Mans style start to a hockey game. You have to run across the ice, get dressed, and then score a goal.
You know what? Better idea. So Trevor, there's the 24 hours of Le Mans. How about
Love
the
them.
20? Have you heard of the 24 hours of lemons? So the 24 hours of
Yes,
lemons
I
is
have.
okay, very similar to the 24 hours of Le Mans, but you have a limit of like $500 that you can spend on your car.
Yeah.
Each division finds a broken down Zamboni and fixes it up to race them around.
they have
for
like a fixer up or
24
DIY
hours.
Zamboni, and whichever Zamboni runs the best, they
DIY
win.
Zamboni. yeah.
Last stand. It's like a demolition derby of Zambonis. Last one standing wins.
Wait, what is this? I'm
Fast and
so
Furious with Zambonis.
So I'm giving them, like a budget of $500 or whatever, and they're
They go
getting
to the
broken
hardware
down
store.
Zambonis that they have to fix up and then race against each other.
I'm in.
Oh my
That's
God.
good.
Do it.
I said the
conference v.
Michigan was a
conference.
bad idea, and this is what I put forward.
Conference v conference would be good. They get to
Yeah,
like team
and
up.
then the winner, it's special because you get home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup final.
No! No, do not put this terrible. No, don't put that on my terrible idea. Don't make my terrible idea the one that actually matters that people have to compete in.
No.
Oh my God, but if
No,
it
I
actually
like the
mattered,
idea.
that's the only way they
That'd
would
be
do it.
amazing.
Oh,
I love the idea of just like Tom Wilson driving a Zamboni, just
I
like
can't-
ramming into other people.
That
I
would be
can't
good.
wait in this alternate universe until after Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals when the Vancouver Canucks are rioting again in their city because even though they had the best record in the league, they didn't get home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup Final
Because they
Bo
lost to
Horvat. Because
Zamboni.
Bo Horvat went extra hard for his team's Zamboni to make sure that they beat the Western Conference. Assuming, of course,
Classic Bo
Horvat goes-
Horvat.
in this universe, Bo Horvat has gone to the Eastern Conference.
To the Toronto Maple Leafs, to be exact.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it always
Sure,
revolves around
Trevor,
Toronto.
sure. It's always the
No
Toronto
matter.
Maple
I can
Always
talk
the
about
Leafs.
the Devils at the beginning of every podcast. It doesn't matter. The hockey world will always revolve around the Toronto Maple Leafs,
It always. It's not even just me. The hockey world revolves around the Toronto Maple Leafs.
and they just agree with me. It's terrible.
It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
true. It's terrible.
Do we have to talk about an even worse event than the All-Star Game?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it matters. You may as well mention it. We talked about the jerseys. We can talk about the game.
I turned off the game during the first period because it was boring.
I didn't.
Wow. Okay, Trevor.
I
I
watched the
watched the
condensed
whole
game.
thing. Did I pay attention to the whole thing? No. I was on my phone the whole time. But I did stick around and the highlight was the beginning where to everyone's surprise, Bobby Orr did this ceremonial puck drop.
No, it
Oh.
wasn't a puck drop. It was a puck pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we have to be
he threw the
gimmicky.
puck.
and
Okay,
stupid.
yeah. But anyways, close enough. And
No, he didn't even throw the puck. He just dropped the puck like a normal one. And no, he shot it at someone as a catcher, and it was the puck pitch. It was
I
so
saw
dumb.
people on Twitter say, "Wait, Bobby Orr is still alive?" Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
He's
And
chilling.
Zdeno Chara was there. Wish he could have played, but alas, we don't live in that era. anymore.
Honestly, you should be able to be allowed to bring one alumni back for the Winter Classic.
Exactly. But overall, game was, a game. Bruins
Boring.
won,
It's
Penguins
the Winter
lost.
Classic game.
LOL, ha ha ha. Jake DeBrusk fractured his
Broke
tibula,
his leg.
and now he's out for
Why are you
Century.
laughing when you say
out
that?
for a century. I'm
Ow.
laughing because it sucks, and I'm not happy with it.
I mean, how could you be?
Let's hope he recovers quickly.
Yeah, for real. Broken
And,
leg is like one of the things I fear
yeah.
most.
It's rough.
It sounds very painful. yeah.
LTIR, yeah.
But Allmark did really good, not surprisingly, and the jerseys were cool.
No, they
And
were.
Fenway
They look awful.
Is
Pessimist.
Fenway is a place that I don't want to be in, like ever. No offense.
Is Wrinkles in the Crease a place to share my Fenway Park take?
Go
Sure.
for it. Why
That's a
wouldn't they?
bad stadium. Just all around a bad
We know
stadium.
this, Trevor.
Just because you're old and deformed doesn't make you special.
Damn,
That is
Tell us how
fair.
you really
Sorry.
feel.
that's a take.
I went to grab the mic to pull it closer to me and I accidentally muted it. That's
Yeah, I figured as much.
yeah.
I'm putting it like this. I didn't realize how bad of a time it is to sit in a section that is very far away from the ice at these outdoor games until I saw the picture of the Bruins fans in the front row wearing binoculars. Like,
Yeah, it was awful.
I can't think of a more miserable experience. You're cold in a miserable, miserable game that generally might have some meaning, but at the end of the day, it's just another regular season game.
Yeah,
And on top of that, you can barely see what's happening.
and you also pay like an arm and a leg for the
Yeah,
tickets,
and they're
too, you know?
not cheap
They're
tickets.
expensive.
They're likely to be the most expensive hockey tickets you buy that season.
For the regular season, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you-
'Cause it was like $400 to sit on the Green Monster.
that's
And
absurd.
you are so far away from the ice, you can't see anything. You stop putting hockey in baseball stadiums. It's not hard.
I agree.
The football
Agreed.
stadium ones are great. Like
Yeah,
Michigan,
they're good.
between Toronto and
The
Detroit,
Michigan
that was
one?
awesome.
Michigan was
tier.
epic.
Top tier.
Easily.
What was the Cotton Bowl in Dallas? Love or hate outdoor hockey in Texas, but that was cool. Just one big bowl. And
Really?
Corey
Cotton-
Perry having to
The
walk
Cotton
half a
Bowl
mile.
has my favorite outdoor hockey moment.
Corey Perry, the walk of shame.
Corey Perry
getting-
walk of shame.
Corey Perry getting
Corey
Corey
Perry.
Perry getting game misconduct
Uh,
less than a minute into the game. How amazing! You have your
So
family probably
Corey
out there.
Perry.
You've probably gone through all this. You're so in 1 minute in.
And guess
I've
what?
talked to people- I've talked to people who are in like the press area for that game, and just they said it was just as funny in person. Like,
course,
it just
Of
took
course.
forever.
It's like,
for
haha,
him to get
he's
off the
walking,
ice.
haha.
Look at him go. He's been walking for 4 minutes now. He's still going. The best part is he didn't try to speed up. He kept his consistent pace the whole way off.
No, I'll be running off of there. In my skates and everything.
But Jacob, your Vegas Golden Knights get to play in their first outdoor game next season. Are we looking forward to it, or are we dreading that we have to watch them on probably a Monday afternoon?
I'm actually not as salty about it, to be honest with you, as a lot of other fans are. Like, I'm just interested by the choice of like Vegas playing Seattle. But here's the thing: like, who's gonna watch Vancouver play? That's the big
Right.
because they're
The
mid.
Canucks don't even watch when they play. They just kind of blindly skate around.
Who's gonna watch them play? Like, who's gonna watch like just Bo Harvick as opposed to watching Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, like Jimmy Stevenson?
Yeah, I really am mad that they're not playing at the Seahawks Stadium either.
That's what I said too. Like the Seahawks Stadium, Lumen Field. Like,
Yeah. It's the loudest stadium in North America, undoubtedly. And
Yeah.
they had an
Kansas City might
opportunity
have
to
something
like
say.
it's close. Depending on how good the Seahawks are, the Seahawks have been louder.
100%,
You have an
yeah.
opportunity to grow Kraken hockey in this awesome environment, and they went, no, let's go to the Mariners Stadium. Like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like the Seattle Mariners are hot right now in Seattle, obviously, and they got Julio Rodriguez. And now it's going a bit off a hockey topic, but why not play it in like the stadium that's hot though? Like
Right.
Wilson Park.
But will
Because
it be
baseball fields
hot
don't provide
next
the
year?
ideal,
That's fair. That is fair, but people are excited about the Mariners and the fact that they broke this like what drought since 2021 and all that, and it kind of makes sense in a way that you would play the Winter Classic at T-Mobile Park, but it's also like you also have Lumen Field, so
which is one of the best venues in sports.
easily.
So hear me out. By that logic, when the Jets inevitably break their playoff streak that is currently with this season, I think 12 plus seasons that they've missed the playoffs, do you mean to tell me that means that MetLife Stadium should just get a winter, like an outdoor game?
No, because it's the Jets. Nobody gives a shit about the Jets. I mean,
So- So hear me out.
Let's be honest.
Hear me out. That kind of at the same time, I don't know. I feel like the NHL has a whole set thing. They clearly prefer to use baseball stadiums. I mean,
Is
based
it-
on the fact.
Is it cheaper for them?
Probably
Is that the main
Probably.
reason? You
Yeah,
have to
that's-
compete with less other things.
Let me put it like this: yes, it is cheaper because if you want to do a winter game in Seattle, I don't know why this is just now registering on me. Seattle's field might be in use if you schedule that game on a Sunday. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
Forget it.
I
That's
didn't
cool.
think of that.
that's true.
so in the sense where the Seahawks are still going, that makes sense to me. But I do
Yeah,
think
it's a
that
damn shame.
a football stadium is a better venue for an outdoor hockey game than a baseball stadium,
and it-
just based on dimensions alone.
Doesn't it take them like a week to set up too? So that
Yes.
would basically say they can't, and probably another week to take down. Yeah, they probably can't put it in the NFL season.
So
Because
if
have we had one in an NFL stadium since like Heinz Field?
even
Never
then,
mind.
Heinz Field
Mhm.
took place in February, so it was after the NFL season.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
So
that's
that's
it.
the move. If you
Zach
want to do an
figured it
NFL,
out.
yeah, right.
Yeah, and the Winter Classic part of New Year's works.
Yes, it does.
As much as I hate the Winter Classic, it works.
But it's exciting. Two expansion franchises, both getting their first outdoor game against each other. It you couldn't see it being any other way. It feels right.
I wanted to see Vegas get an outdoor game at like Caesar's Palace, where they played the first outdoor
Oh
game
yeah, the one in 1993.
Mm.
against
Yeah.
the Rangers or the Kings, and do it like with the background of the hotel and do
You
it
do.
like that.
In my
But-
opinion, you go Kings or Sharks, and you have it be like a rivalry game. You
Let
make
it let it be the
memorable.
Kings, because the Kings played in that exhibition game.
Yeah, it'd be a good call.
And it works perfect.
It would be perfect. Like,
Outdoor on the strip would be awesome.
and people would go on Vegas to New Year's Day, bring in a whole bunch of money for Vegas tourism. Like,
Yeah.
The NHL will be all over this.
oh, Gary Bettman loves himself some Vegas. Like,
Yeah,
The Vegas Strip. Hmm
yeah. Vegas is kind of his like pet project. He really
But,
made that
He
happen.
needed the Vegas so bad. He needed Vegas.
But
more.
knowing Gary Bettman, last second he's going to actually, I think we're going to put the Coyotes in the game.
Oh
just
my
because-
god.
Oh well,
Look, the
yeah,
guys
you
are
can,
Yeah, because the Coyotes are it's like his baby. You know,
Yeah, you
Can,
can't-
can we
you
count
can't
it as a home
abandon-
game for them? They don't have a real
have the
arena.
Coyotes
Can it be a
played
home
an
game?
outdoor game?
No,
No.
they're not worth it.
No one would watch.
No one will
Look,
watch.
aside from that one fan who went up to like the Glendale City Council and raised to stink about the Coyotes not getting a new arena, who else is going to really care about the Coyotes playing outdoors?
I do. I do.
Aside from you.
Except for
I wanna
you,
see
Trevor.
Clayton Keller.
Yeah, except for you.
You want to see Jacob Chitrin outside?
Who's a notable Coyotes fan?
That's a
I
good
don't know.
There's got to be
Maybe a
one.
Brat Pack for the Coyotes. Call it the Wolf Pack.
Oh God, like
That's
the
not
end
a bad
of
idea.
Those are two different animals. No,
I don't care
no,
what's
no,
in
no,
them.
no,
What?
no, no,
What?
no.
You know what?
They're like they're both.
They're
like,
distant cousins. Okay, it works.
I mean, I'm not arguing that they are distant cousins. They are. I'm mildly positive
name
they both fall in the
works.
canine family.
it works. It works. What are we gonna call it? The
No, it
Yote
doesn't.
Pack? It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yes, the Yote Pack
The
works.
Yote Pack work. What do you mean? Yeah, the Yote Pack
It
works so
just
much
doesn't-
better.
It just doesn't make sense.
Their nickname is the Yotes.
What about the
We're talking
Yote
about
Pack?
the real
Just
thing
the
here.
What's a
Yote
Yote
Pack.
team?
Hey! By the way, Hartford? Yeah, Hartford. Hey, Hartford. Don't worry about what your team name is right now. No. We're using that.
We're
to
copywriting. the
We're
Hartford
commandeering
Wolfpack.
your team name so that we can actually root for the other team. My
But their name is one word, so it doesn't really count.
The fact that Zach's camera died and we're getting a look
Oh
at
wait,
just
no,
a
I don't think it
Dorito
died. I think
with-
I'm just blending into the background. Jacob, before you go, where can we find you on social media?
So you can find me at Twitter at IceColdWJacob. That's going to be the twitter.com, IceColdWJacob. I also have a website, jacobsinvegas.com. So you can also check that out as well. And I have some interesting little musings on there. And you can, head on over there.
and your page on Back Sports page. as
And my
well.
Backspace page as well.
We did it, guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. Please tune in next week. Enjoy your week. We will talk to you soon.